Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
You are listening to Active Spaces Insightful Conversations with Ayanda Sitebe. Keep it locked.
Good afternoon. I so wish I had that voice. You are listening to Ayanda Sitebe. Keep it locked. Yes, you are listening to Active Spaces Insightful Conversations. Good afternoon. It's such a gloomy day. But yeah, we're going to make it nice. We've got a very, very interesting show today. It's going to be very, very amazing. I'm very excited about it, actually, because it's more on my comfort. You know, we're talking with Linda here, our content producer. I was like, actually, I'm excited today because today it's very special. We are doing a masterclass for you. That's special, trust me, because people pay a lot of money for master classes. So our show today is really divided into two. The first half, we're going to have a master class with me, Ayanda Sitebe, where I'm going to really try and sort of give you an insight on really, really what acting means. You know, we're going to try and tap into the psychology of acting more than anything, you know, having the in-depth understanding of what acting is, because people really, really most of the time just want to act because of the fame aspect of it. You know, it's never really people never really have a good why they want to do it. You know, they want to do it because they just see people on TV and think it's just an amazing ride. But anyway, I'm going to try and break down and give you understanding of what acting is. And then the second half of the show, I'll be joined by Lelo Nomvuselelo Dlamini, our production coordinator at Actor Spaces, who's going to sort of give us more in-depth understanding on what's happening on the 10th of June. At Newtown Junction at the Star Kinnico, because we've got another exciting masterclass, the Talk Edition. Yep, that's what's happening today. Just after the break, I'll start with my session on what is acting.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Brandlive.co.za is thought leadership radio. It's a new way to communicate your brand, your value, and what we think about your industry. Be a leader, be a voice, and we will help you shape your industry. Our radio platform is for thought leaders who want to share insights, businesses who want to create value for their databases, organizations who want to control their message, for those that drive change. Make your brand come alive on brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of talk radio.
Brandlive.co.za.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
Brandlive.
No doubt.
All right, that awkward silent. Okay, cool, we're back. Let's start with this master class. I don't know if I qualify to be a master of a class, but I think with like 12 years of experience, I think I can share or give you more insight of really, really what the industry is. All right, cool. So here's what's very important about this craft of ours, which is called acting. And I always advise people that before you start anything, and this is not just acting, this goes out for everything. Before you start something, you need to understand what you're doing. And not just understand what you're doing, you need to understand what it is. Because if you get into something with understanding, you really, really prevent a lot of risk of you sort of getting discouraged along your journey. Because if you bring meaning to it, then you always have something to go back to, you know, to say, okay, this is why I'm doing this. So I want to break down really what acting is. If you're an actor and you've not asked yourself this question, what acting is, then you should really, really, really go back to breaking it down. Because when you understand what acting is, that will always guide you in terms of your performances. What is acting? So for me, I always define acting this way. Obviously, I draw my understanding from different materials that I've read, from different experiences, from different workshops that I've been part of. But for me, acting is the ability to reflect the truth at your highest imaginary state. All right, I'll say that again. Acting is the ability to reflect the truth at your highest imaginary state. I'll break it down. There's 4 keywords here that are very, very crucial or very, very important. First one being ability, reflect, truth, imaginary. Let's focus on ability. What is ability? Now, everything you do, everything that requires a skill needs an ability. An ability is a skill to apply yourself to do something, and not just do something. When we're talking about ability, we're speaking about you having the capacity to do. The ability is more of a quality that permits. So if any skill or any job you do, that will require ability, so that you have the quality to execute whatever is required from you. So that's a very, very, very important element for actors to understand, that to be an actor, the ability needs to be there. And there's a difference between ability and talent. You can be very talented, but if you don't have the know-how, then there's a stumbling block for you. Then it becomes a problem. So that's the first keyword, that you need to understand, that you need to have the ability so that you have the quality that permits you. You have the capacity to do. The second keyword there is reflect. Now, in science or in physics, reflect is in a literal form is to mirror, and that's what acting is. Actually, we're continuously mirroring life. We're continuously reflecting the society. We're continuously reflecting our surrounding. So it's very, very important that for you to understand acting, you must really understand or allow yourself to break down, reflect. Once you start to understand reflect, then you start to understand that you as an actor, you have a duty. You have a duty to mirror the society. It's always amazing to see actors that are very not curious, because once you understand that you are required to reflect or mirror the society as an actor, then you become curious. Then everything you see or everything that you come across must sort of give you a sense of meaning, or you must be curious to say what it is. But what I know is most people don't want that awakening. They don't want that awakening, because the awakening of studying life, or the awakening of really everything making sense, the danger of it is that we become conscious. The danger of it is that you can't now just pass a homeless person and not feel anything. And that's the importance of mirroring, is that you need to be a student of life. So that means you as an actor now, I think Shakespeare said it. He said, "We are the players," but I don't know. I'm doing a. Who's that guy who was saying no recently? But anyway, the point here is that we as performers, we are always on stage, or we are always washed. And then the twist in it, in what Shakespeare was trying to explain, is that we, the actors, the world becomes our play. The world becomes our TV. The world becomes our own entertainment. So as an actor, for you to be able to reflect, or for you to be able to mirror life, you need to be a student of life. You need to study almost everything. You need to be very aware, and not just aware, but you need to be socially aware as well. And what this does is it gives your performance specifics. That when you're performing, It gives you specifics, because acting is about specifics. Acting is about life textures. So if you lack those life textures as an actor, then you have nothing to really offer, because acting is always about moving people. It's always about engaging people. It's always about moving someone emotionally. So it's ability, reflect, and then the third one is truth. I always debate this one with my students because they always say, but truth is debatable. Your truth is your truth. My truth is your truth. Sometimes I substitute truth with life. So acting is the ability to reflect truth or to reflect life. But why I like truth is because truth, as much as it's a fact or a belief, but it's how you accept it. If you're performing and you are performing your own truth, it's easy for people to connect with you. And acting is about that. Acting is about people connecting with you. If you're performing and no one is connecting with you, that means that the textures that I just spoke about, you are lacking them. And those are the human textures that people should feel from you. So to remind you, acting is the ability to reflect the truth at your highest imaginary state. The fourth one, which is imaginary. And this one is my favorite, because imagination, most of the time, that's where we really draw our own inspiration, and that's where we draw creativity. They always say the best performers or the best actors in the world are kids. I've got two kids. I've got two amazing kids, and I always observe them because I've always had that curious mind, Even when I'm looking at them, sometimes I wonder, what are they thinking? What's going through their minds? What problems or solutions are they? What's happening in those brains? But when they play, it's the most amazing thing to watch, because you see them creating their own worlds, and we know that with ourselves as well. Growing up, how you would play with small toys, but in your mind, those toys were never small. You felt like you were in that world. And once that sense of imagination starts sort of dying from you, as an actor, you must be very worried, because I think that's where we draw a lot of inspiration. Last time I had a conversation with Amanda Lane, the director of Isithunzi and creator. And she related a very amazing story. She said, so we asked her in terms of how did you start acting, writing stories. And she said it's amazing. When she was growing up, her pillow, she literally saw stories in her pillow. So she would look at her pillow and she would see stories. And that's the power of imagination. If you can see it, if you open your imagination up, you allow yourself to create. You allow yourself to put yourself in the position of all these characters that you are playing. So those are the four very important elements towards you understanding acting. So acting is the ability to reflect the truth at your highest imaginary state. Now, I always say it's very important for actors to devise their own definition, right? Because that sort of starts giving you confidence when you have to explain to someone else. When someone says, "What do you do?" "I'm an actor." "Oh, yeah, you're an actor? Okay, cool. So what do you do?" So you need to be able to communicate that with confidence, with surety, because you know what acting is. Now, here's what acting is paired with. You cannot separate acting with development, right? Once you say, "I'm an actor," I'll tell you what you're doing. You're committing yourself to development. And once you're committing yourself to development, that means that everything you do has to touch on that mission. If you say you're an actor and a week goes by, you have not touched a script, you have not done a voice exercise, you have not physically worked on your body, you have not read anything that has to do with acting, you should be worried. Because acting, you're committing to development. And the beauty about committing is that once you commit to development, you have to align yourself to development. It's amazing that people want to act, but they have no books that has to do with anything about acting. They don't have audio books that has to do with anything about acting, no podcast. Their rooms are not struck. I always say this to my students. My students who know me, I always stress about this. If you want to be an actor, your environment has to be structured in a way that it inspires you. Your environment has to be structured in a way that drives your dream, right? Linda just gave me a paper. Yes, she says I must wrap up. But the gist of it, I think you got it. Acting is the ability to reflect the truth, commit to your development, assess yourself, know that you are growing, know that you're in progress, know that you are evolving as an artist. It's very important. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, let me remind you, you are listening to Actor Spaces, Insightful Conversations on brandlive.co.za. Check out our social media pages. It's Actor Spaces. We're also at brandlive.co.za. I'm going to take a short break. Coming back, I'm with Lelo.
If you're looking for an information technology and communication solution company suitable for your small or medium-sized enterprise, then look no further than Hive ICT. They aim to provide SMEs with the same level of service expected by large corporations without sacrificing the personal relationship they have with their customers. Offering remote and on-site support, as well as IT system design, network design and installations, server and workstation maintenance, and web design, web application development, and more. Visit www.hiveict.com right away. You're listening to brandlive.co.za, an industry first in the world of internet radio. Not only are we an internet radio station, we're an internet radio platform for your brand. So why not expose your brand to potentially thousands of listeners and improve your customer relationships and brand equity with podcasts and live broadcasts? Be sure to check brandlive.co.za for more information. Brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of internet radio.
Cool. We're back with Actor Spaces, Insightful Conversation on brandlive.co.za. I'm joined by the amazing Nomvuselelo. Should I say the other name?
Please don't.
Dlamini. She asked me very nice, so I'm not going to say her second name that I... So Nomvuselelo she's so amazing. She's a filmmaker. She's one of the most hardworking young ladies that I know. And I'm so happy that we've crossed paths and we sort of working together. But she's here for other business. What do you do at Actor Spaces, Lelo?
Okay. So
did I surprise you there?
I'm so humbled. Like, what an introduction. So Ulelo, Nomvuselelo, is the production coordinator.
Great.
I call myself the production manager, the heartbeat of the company.
Yes. Yes. Black woman magic. What do they say?
Black girl magic.
Black girl magic.
Yes.
So
coordinating goes with events, productions, the business as well. So great. Sometimes I'm HR, so I'm everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm everywhere.
Which is great. You are everywhere. And you're very right about saying you're the heartbeat of the company. It's amazing. All right, but we're here to talk about the Actor Spaces Masterclass Talk Edition.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Exciting.
Right.
Exciting.
What's happening there? What's happening there? I'm not gonna. Will I be there? I'm gonna be there. Of course, I'm there. But anyway, what's happening?
So with the Actor Spaces Masterclass Talk Edition, so I'm just going to give a brief background for those who don't know. So Actor Spaces Masterclass is an event where we just try to develop and harness skills from young actors, or aspiring actors rather. And we did this last year in November through a practical masterclass.
Yep.
So now we're taking the practical into now a talk edition with our partner Stir Kinicor.
Nice.
At the Newtown Junction Mall. So what's going to happen is when I have four masters rather, which will be Camilla Wildman. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yeah.
Hamilton
Yeah.
Dlamini, Vincent Molloy, who's a director, and
Amazing.
then CEO and founder and agent of Canvas Cam, Anna
Nice.
Hlalele, rather. And then it's hosted by Utato Mulamu.
Great.
So
great.
tickets are available. So it's on New Tickets. So to get the link, please go on our Instagram page, on our Twitter pages, on Facebook as well. We have the link on our bios throughout.
That's great. That's great. What's the importance of bringing all these guys together under one room and give them an opportunity to sort of share their knowledge? Does that have an impact, or people should just go to school and I don't know.
No, people need to be here.
Yeah.
You know, the greatness of having these greats in
Yeah.
one roof. Like, where in your lifetime are you going to say, I was in a room with Camilla and Hamilton and Vincent, great people.
Yeah.
And they're not just there, to take autographs, but they're there to actually share their wisdom.
That's powerful.
You
They're
know?
not just there for autographs, so people should not harass. They should just, be curious,
Be a
right?
sponge and just absorb
Amazing.
all that they have. Because I've
amazing.
met Camilla. I'm just gonna go one by one. Camilla
Yeah.
is so great, and the reason why we decided as the team to have her is because not only is she a legend on screen, but she has a passion of teaching. So we really wanted to incorporate that within our masterclass.
Nice.
And then we have Hamilton Dlamini.
Amazing.
Hamilton has
Who
been
just won a SAFTA just recently, Best Supporting Actor, I think.
Yeah, and he's won SAFTAs before. So he's
true.
a multi-SAFTA snatching hero. And I've been watching him since I was a kid, and now I get to work with him. And I don't know if people have watched Five Fingers, but his performance, wow.
It's amazing.
It was-
as Spoko.
He's
He's killing it. And the voice thing he's doing, that's just so amazing.
And
as
now
well,
he's
right?
doing like ads with his voice.
Oh, yes. He did is it Cullen Black Label or something?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm
that's
just like,
amazing.
shine,
Yes,
black
yeah.
man, shine.
Yeah.
And then we have director Vincent Molloy.
Yes, the
who-
Jovicho guy.
and Jovito was groundbreaking.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we have a black woman who's a CEO of her own company, Anna Hlalele. So, where in your life are you going to say, I was in a room
Yeah.
with all these amazing
Yeah,
people
yeah,
and they
yeah.
taught me something?
Yeah.
So that's why we decided, let's have a talk session where people can just sit down, bring your
Great.
notepad, bring your pen, and just listen.
That's Masterclasses, the talk edition. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be exciting. It's at the Stekinico New Junction. I want to be there. I was even telling the team, guys, I'm not doing anything on that day. I'm just sitting and taking in from all these great guys that are going to
True.
be in that room. So please remind people, how do they get their tickets and how do they become part of the event?
All right, so if you want to get the tickets to the greatest event of the year, dun dun dun, please go on our social media. Like I said, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. The link to the new tickets is on our bio. Or if you'd rather not use our link, you're not like really technology savvy, you can call us. On the poster, we have our number. I thought I knew the number off my head.
I think I know it. 011-067-8004.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So, just like call us and we'll have inquiries. And then I will answer, most probably I will answer, or Mandisa will answer, and we'll give you alternative ways on how to get your tickets. So a ticket, it's 150 Rand.
Great.
Yes.
That's cheap, right? That's
do-
very affordable.
Actually, I was fighting with the team when they made
You
it.
were fighting with us.
115,
Yeah,
like how
yeah.
Hamilton, Lamini, Camilla, come
Yeah,
on, guys.
yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
150, so
So for me it's the principle. There's two things here. The first one is the importance of investing in your craft, right? And I think people think they can just become actors without really investing in themselves. Anything you do requires that you invest in yourself. So I think it's very important that you know that 150 that you could have wasted on something I don't want to mention, you could really, really use it to invest in yourself, invest in your craft. If you don't invest in your craft, there won't be growth. Where there's no growth, there's no progress. So I think it's very important that people go out, buy those tickets, come through and get knowledge,
Yes.
more than anything.
most definitely.
The second element of it is that the affordability of it is that we want people to access this knowledge, right?
True.
I think I think that was my argument in those meetings that we had, that people should access these. People should not see their dreams like so far off,
away from
you know.
them.
So they should be able to access, and you know, one day we'll do them for free, you know. But anyway,
Yeah.
the point here is that we want it to be accessible to you, to come and really, really learn from the people that have traveled this journey. You know, yesterday I attended actually a talk at Moja. They had David Gau, they had the soccer player Tiko Mudise, you know.
Okay.
And what I learned was that there were other young people there. What the speaking that those guys did, like sort of cut short so many mistakes that possibly the other kids would have went through, you know. They were like, look, I went through this, and I'm telling you now, if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to be in the same position that I was at a certain point. So I guess passing the bait, you know, people that have traveled the journey and they've allowed themselves, they've given themselves to say, we're here to share our experiences. So that's very crucial as well.
Yes.
All right,
very
cool. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and we're going to wrap it up.
Great.
I should...
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Brandlife.co.za is thought leadership radio. It's a new way to communicate your brand, your value, and what we think about your industry. Be a leader, be a voice, and we will help you shape your industry. Our radio platform is for thought leaders who want to share insights, businesses who want to create value for their databases, organizations who want to control their message, for those that drive change. Make your brand come alive on brandlife.co.za, harnessing the power of talk radio.
Brandlive.co.za. Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping centre set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat.
We're back. I'm Ayanda Sitebe, the host of Insightful Conversations for Actor Spaces. We've come to the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Like we said, the theme for today was really, I think it just took a direction that knowledge is power. It's very important to continuously invest in your craft, learn as much as you can. That's the only way you can strive in this industry. There's no open up the industry. You must learn and you must push. You must believe in your capabilities, believe in your talent. Please join us next week at 12 o'clock every Thursday. We here at brandlife.co.za. It was really, really great hanging out with you. Like, time runs by so fast when you're having fun. Is that okay? Okay. Lelo wants to say something. I was saying bye to you, but Lelo, yes.
Just a little thing.
Yes.
So on the posters, we didn't mention the times.
Oh,
So
yes.
the master class is running from 8:30 for 9, and then Ipelango 1.
Great.
There we go.
Right. They gave me a what do you call this? A signing out line. They say lights, camera, acting.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za, an industry first in the world of internet radio. Not only are we an internet radio station, we are an internet radio platform for your brand. So why not expose your brand to potentially thousands of listeners and improve your customer relationships and brand equity with podcasts and live broadcasts? Be sure to check brandlive.co.za for more information. brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of internet radio.